Hi, happy July 4th. If you're seeing this on the 4th of July, that's an awesome thing. So 250 years, that's an amazing thing. I'm going to share today with you what I'm going to be spinning for Tour de France to 2026. So today I'm going to do some red, white, and blue on the blending board and with supported spindle. And then throughout the week I have some in the grease Jacob that I'm going to be spinning, and in getting prepared for the data to understand what I need to do for our sheep-to-shawl team. As well as I have alpaca that I'm working on for a cardigan coming down the line, and spinning that up as well. I got all sorts of things to spin, can you tell? But here's a cool thing is, for one of the challenge days for Tour de France, or Tour de Fleece, well, it's Tour de France, we go along with the same dates, is I have I'm going to do a live. Now, I just did a live, as in like less than 30 minutes ago, but YouTube kicked me out and it's giving me problems, so I'm going back to a video and sharing with you the same things, because I told you I was going to share this stuff with you, and I want it to stay there. So I'm going to be doing you design the yarn for the probably the first challenge day, which I think is the 12th. I believe it's the 12th, maybe. I really need to look that up. But anyway, the first challenge day, and then the dice is so that way you could either pick one of the colors that I have for me to spin in, and that will be on my wheel, by the way. I'm going to be spinning on my wheel for that. And then, or you can say wildcard, and I roll the dice and it picks the color. So anyway, you'll get to decide what that ends up looking like. So anyway, what I'm going to do here today for this one is I'm doing supported spindle. Make sure we're on camera. Yes. And my red, white, and blue coming off my blended board. All transparency, like I said, I've already been doing this for a while. My lives decided that technology. Y'all, I do a lot of tech. You would think I'd be good at it, but I don't think there is a get good at it. I think you just find more issues, because basically I think I lost both the lives that I just did. Anyway, it is what it is. And I'm doing supported spindle of the red, white, and blue. Little butterfly technique there to pull off what's on the top end and wrap it down. I like supported spindle for the fact that, one, I'm not that good at drop spindle. I mean, I do okay. In fact, where I use drop spindle heavily is to start off the supported spindle. I can start a supported spindle without a drop spindle. It's just harder. In fact, I was a silly person and just did that on my live earlier. I forgot to start my spindle off, so I had to do it. And of course on camera, oh, that's lovely. So, but I don't know. As much time and energy as I've spent learning YouTube, you'd have thought that I could have got those dang videos to stay, but they did not. It is what it is. But I did tell you guys in my last video that I was going to share with you Tour de France, or Tour de Fleece, and how I was doing it. And that's what I'm doing. Oops, that's not twisted enough. I just felt it roll through my fingers a little bit. So I'm going to just make sure that I share. Doing my red, white, and blue. That's way too thin right there. But it's strong, so I'm going to leave it. I'm probably going to ply this with, because I don't want to lose the integrity of the red, white, and blue, and there's no way to match it. I might, depending on the yarn, I'd match with it, because the intention for this yarn is going to be probably the top end of a summer top. I'm working on a pattern for my knitting machine. I have a Silver Reed LK150. It's just a low-end starter model. But I'm working on a pattern for a summer top. There's a kabillion patterns out there, y'all, for that kind of stuff. But, so I'm working on one so that way I know what, you know, once I get one that works right for me, and that the pattern. Have you ever used a pattern and it wasn't quite right, but you didn't know the difference, so things kept on messing up? Well, it's probably my own fault, because I'm just really bad at following directions. At least in pattern-wise. Everything else, there's certain things, like technology-wise, you kind of have to follow the directions, because it's usually scripted that way. But when it comes to patterns, I have a tendency to like to change things. I don't think I was changing something on that one, but I got so frustrated that I figured I better just come back to it. So, I just haven't done the knitting machine lately. I will be though, because I'm looking forward to getting back to it. But I literally just buried it behind all the fleeces. There's a whole bunch right there on my table. So I'm going to do a little bit of spinning here. So if you haven't, maybe I should tell you guys how supported spindle works. You think? Maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just finishing up this one, and then I will wind that down. So I have definitely already spun my 20 minutes for the day, by the way. So just in case, I'm not going to go 20 minutes today with this. One thing, my back's already starting to bug me, because this is I've been spinning at the wrong height. I went and got my stool so it would be a little bit better, but it's starting to bother me a little bit. So there was a little bit of too much right there, so we're adjusting. Because one thing I have to keep in mind, as much as I'd like to spin a nice chunky yarn, I can't do that if I'm going to use my knitting machine with it, because it's a mid gauge, and when I go to ply, and I'll probably use, I'm going to guess, a fingering weight, whatever it is, just because I need something small enough to not dominate the colors. It'd probably be gray, knowing me. Then I need to have it small enough to run through the machine well. So this will most likely be a single. And then I'll most likely ply it with a light gray. I don't want to ply it with a white. I think it would drown out too much. I might test a little bit with a white, but I'll probably not ply it that way. I don't know. That's one thing about spinning. Most of the time, even though when we have something in mind to take it to, it's still got question marks all over it as to what it actually ends up being. So I'm kind of using very much a park and draft. That's just my style. I don't know, maybe I can't keep my concentration on both ends at one time is the reason why. Or maybe I'm not that good at it yet. I'm not sure. But do a little butterfly. Just sitting here playing with my supported spindle, which is what I jokingly call my adult fidget spinner. I use this a lot in the car because I can sit here and I can sit there in the seat and not get frustrated by other things because I'm spinning. There's a lot to be said for that. My husband and I have conversations that sometimes I don't even really like having. Not that they're bad. We just have to sometimes talk about things that are just like, eh. And it doesn't bother me so much anymore because I'm spinning. I think he realizes that too. He'll bring up stuff when I'm spinning that he may not otherwise. I don't know. Oh, that feels wrong. I'll tell you what, spinning on camera definitely changes my consistency. I'll have to work on that. But I will be the entire time during Tour de Fleece, because I'm planning on putting some content out there every day for Tour de Fleece. And I will try again to do another live for the for my design the yarn. Anyway, so you're gonna see this, and here I'll see if I can get this to come over. Figures. This is how much I've already done of it. I'm looking to get a a decent bulk going before I figure out how I'm going to use it exactly. And anyway, so hopefully if you're a spinner, you're joining for Tour de Fleece, and hopefully you also know that Ravelry's got a huge group that's working through that. So yeah, you go find that. If not, there's several of them in Facebook. A lot of YouTubers are doing Tour de Fleece. A bunch of them are doing lives. I might try another live before I do the challenge day, because I don't like how this YouTube did that thing, and I don't know, kills me is because I don't know why. Whatever. But anyway, this is day 1 of Tour de Fleece 2026. You do yourself a favor. Go create something. We'll catch you later from Liz Handcrafted. Take care, y'all.